Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hoopers Lab podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all things basketball. I'm your host, Brody, joined here by my co host, Riley.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you today, Squire?
I am doing quite fantastic. Shout out to the all the people that clicked on our last video and probably clicked right off of it when they heard my dookie mic quality.
Yeah, that wasn't a good time to have that that mic quality.
I know. I was like at first when I was like listening to it in Premiere Pro, I was like it doesn't sound too bad in here. And then I was listening to one on my phone and I was like, holy fuck, that sounds like dog shit.
Well, we got a subscriber out of it.
For
Let's
real.
go. Woo! Um, yeah. So today we're gonna talk about the finals because that's upcoming. That's
Coming
June
in.
6th. It's a bit of a break.
I know. I guess it's
Um,
kind of good though, cause just for Porzingis and I guess Lively to rest more since my man's can't catch a break apparently.
Yeah, Lively was back the last game. I don't know how many minutes he played,
I think he played a
um,
decent amount,
but I
but
know that he played.
I just remember at some point he got hit in the head again by Nasrid. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and it gives yeah. I mean, we want to see a healthy finals at the end of the day. I mean, ideally, every playoff series, everyone would be healthy, but that's just not realistic. Um, I feel like it's been extra bad this year. I think every team has dealt with one of their top three players missing significant time.
I feel like it's just
Um,
like been getting worse, like um, in general. Like
steadily.
yeah, like
Yeah.
every year it feels like there's more and more people missing, and I don't like. I've thought about it a decent amount actually. Like, is the NBA just getting softer or what? Because like you'd think it would be like the opposite way, because we just have so much like we're just so like technologically advanced and everything that like LeBron himself puts $1 million into his body and he's been good to go at the age of basically 90. So like I don't know. It
Yeah.
just feels weird that we suffer so many injuries all the time. It just like doesn't make any sense, especially like with players now rest a lot to prevent injury, and it doesn't really seem to help.
Yeah. Does it have to do with the games requirement for all NBA and stuff, maybe? Like, I don't know if that plays a factor into it as well. Like, I wonder how many players that were injured this year were um, like played along the regular season trying to meet that requirement and then, like, they didn't play in the playoffs. Like, Kawhi is one of them, but, like, we can't really do that to Kawhi because we always say how much we want him to play, and then now we can't really, like, go back on that.
No,
So,
exactly. Like I don't know, cause like yeah, that's the thing. A lot of players tried to play a lot of extra games this year for the 65 game rule, and then some of the people did make it, any that make like reach the 65 game threshold anyways, and then still got hurt in the playoffs, and some people who still missed out on the games requirement anyways, still ended up getting hurt anyways. So I don't know, man. Like it just feels like no matter what players try to do, they're always getting hurt.
yeah, no, for real. Um, so let's talk about the finals because it is the NBA finals. We got the Mavericks and Celtics. So that's a fun matchup. I like how it's the script writers went crazy with this one, as
I
one
was
might say.
I was gonna say it's like not. I definitely wasn't. Well, I feel like most people were anticipating Boston would make it, but I feel like no one really like coming into the playoffs. No one really had Dallas coming out of it. I feel like if anything, most people had Dallas making it to the conference finals and then
Yeah,
bouncing
we
out,
had them in the
basically.
conference finals.
But
I think
yeah,
both of us had them in the conference finals against the Nuggets.
no,
Um,
exactly. And bro, it makes me wonder, like, um, were were the Timberwolves like really just on one in that series against the Nuggets? Because like the way Dallas like just dismantled them, I don't know. It feels like Jokic could have done the same. But I guess like the only thing I'd say is like while they're both like fantastic at uh, reading teams and reading defenses and schemes, like Luka and Jokic just play such a different style. Like Luka's more, I guess, heliocentric in scoring, and Jokic is more gonna make the right read all the time.
yeah, no, for sure. Um, but yeah, I don't know. it's the Mavericks played really good defense on Anthony Edwards,
Yeah,
so that's
doesn't
something that.
doesn't help that Cat pissed the bed for most of the series either.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really want to talk about that. I want to stay positive, but yeah, I don't know. It's the fouling thing, man. It's
It's
just so
bad.
annoying.
And fucking Jaden McDaniels was pissing me off yesterday too. He was fouling a lot yesterday. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
just don't go
Yeah,
for the contest at that point, man. Like you're not gonna get it anyways. But
yeah.
no,
Or like
yeah,
full court pressing,
no,
like a
literally,
foul at half
I was
court.
like,
Like, don't foul at half
you
court.
have 4 fouls. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, no, fouls at like the half court line are the most annoying because it's like your defense isn't like I get trying to make them uncomfortable, but they're not gonna like they're not in a scoring position, so like there's no reason to really foul them.
No, literally,
Um,
it was pissing me
yeah,
off. And yeah, Cat just like picks up the weakest fouls in the world, man. Like that's all I swear, that's like all they would talk about on commentary. Cat picks
yeah,
up,
the
Cat,
commentary
Cat
went
picks up
on.
another bad foul. I was like, bro, how many bad fouls are you gonna pick up, man?
Okay, but in game four, so do you know the foul? Cat's last foul.
On the Luka jump shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um, yeah, where he like what do you think about that?
I think it's the right call. I don't know. It's kind of weak, like for playoff basketball, but like I don't know. It was minimal contact. I'm not. I don't know. The rest have been questionable all year, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It,
I thought they were trying to get rid of those kind of fouls. That's why
that's
I
the
was
thing.
confused. Like the
Well,
fouls where you
it's
like
yeah,
foul bait
cause
too
like
much.
I swear, bro, Kevin Love is like the person who started doing that shit in Cleveland. Like in his last year with LeBron, he would like, and he would. I think that's like why they really cracked down on it, because he would do it so bad. Like he would pump fake, the defender would be like nowhere near him, and he would basically just like jump into them. Like I think it's different if you can get into like a partial shooting motion and like they can bump into you. But yeah, no, like I think it's just like it depends on context of the play and like how much of a real shooting form like you can get. Like I would say it just depends on if you were to take that like if you take that shot, what's the likelihood of it going in? Like if it's below like 5%, then I'm not calling a foul on that shit. But if you're able to get a good enough form and a good enough shot as well as the foul, then I'm okay with you going calling the foul as well. You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's just like annoying when the defender's like moving like backwards and then the shooter's moving forwards into them, and then they get rewarded. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Adam Silver's
but yeah,
definitely
I
been
want to.
trying to do some work to crack down on bullshit fouls. It works for like a
Well, I
month.
thought they were. I
No,
thought that
literally,
was the whole thing. Was
literally,
like, but then
it works for like a month, and then the refs just like forget about it.
yeah, for sure. But I wanna talk about this finals matchup because we got Kyrie back in Boston, and then we got potentially Tingus Pingus against his former team. So I mean, the storylines are there.
And we got both
Um,
of Grant Williams' former teams. I guess we really know
Grant
who the
Williams is
I guess we really know who the problem was.
facts. As soon as these teams got rid of him, nah, I like Grant Williams, even though he's made himself unlikable in
I was gonna say
some
he's
situations.
made himself kind of annoying,
Cause he talks shit so
and he's
much.
not
And then
good.
he was when he was talking shit about the Mavericks after they traded him, and then now they're in the finals.
After he got his
Yeah, he's
73 photo with, or what is it? What was it? 74. Where he was like, we combined for 74 points. Like, shut up, man.
yeah. That's just corny. Um, that's annoying and corny. But we're gonna see we're either gonna see Luca or Tatum win their first championship, so that's exciting.
It is nice to
Um,
see that we're gonna get like a new young era type champion. You know,
yeah. But let's break this series down. Who do you think is winning this series?
I think everyone that's not a Boston fan is rooting for Dallas, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see Boston dropping this game. Like, I would say 6 max. Um, I just like the way like Boston has all the defenders in the world to throw at Luca, and I think it'll be as long I'm assuming Kristaps is healthy, which is probably going to be the case. It's just such
He
a
has a
different.
week. I think the final starts
Yeah,
a
it's
week from today.
yeah. So like, there's no like he was questionable for game 3 and 4. Like I feel like there's no way he won't be back by the finals.
I
Um,
think he'll be back.
yeah,
Yeah. He got injured in what, round one? So I
yeah.
think he'll be back.
He's had a lot of time to rest, but yeah, no, like it's just they. And I think the 5 out ability that he brings and that Boston will be able to run out will, I don't want to say neutralize, but it'll make it a lot harder for the Dallas big men to be effective like they could in the Timberwolves series. Um,
No, for sure, yeah. Because you could just have like Daniel Gafford is such a good shot blocker, and
he's
he's
been
just so good. Like,
fantastic, bro.
yeah. So if you can really space him out, him and Lively out, because that's like their strengths,
Yeah,
then that would be great. And then like you might test it if you're Dallas though. You know, just coming back from an injury, haven't played in a while. You know, and then Luca, former teammate, he's like, nah, he ain't got it like that.
Luka's gonna be talking shit to him.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to go Dallas.
I know, I really want to, but I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I have no reason not to trust Boston, especially in this series
Yeah.
specifically.
I just hope it's close.
Yeah,
Like when's the last time we've had a finals that went to? I guess Game 7. Giannis and the Suns. That was 7, right? Or no, that was
that was
6.
6. Yeah, Suns went up 2-0 and lost
When's
four
the last time we've
straight.
had a finals go to Game
Game
7?
7.
Yeah.
Uh,
No
was
way.
it
It's
the
2016, right?
was it the Cavs and Warriors? Because
It's probably
Raptors,
2016.
Warriors, I don't think went 7. I think it went 6.
No, no.
I feel like
Yeah,
most
because the
finals go.
Raptor. Yeah.
I feel like most recent finals have gone 6.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a Game 7 since, the legendary LeBron block and the
Mickey,
Kyrie shot.
Mickey Mouse
So,
finals since then. Shake my head.
hmm?
Mickey Mouse finals. No game
Oh,
sevens.
sure. If you ain't going to Game 7, it doesn't count. Yeah, I hate the asterisk talk already on the Celtics, talking about how they have a weak run to the finals, as if, like, that matters.
I don't
Because,
under.
like,
Yeah, no, like I don't understand why. Um, hold on, can you say something?
yes, I
Okay,
can.
thought your audio was squeaking for a second in the thing, but yeah, no, I think it's just like weird that people just like to hate for no reason, man. Like every year, this is like Denver's run last year. That was a weak run because they had to go through a what was it, a eighth seed, a fifth
8
seed,
seed in the
and
finals?
a seventh
Yeah.
seed. Like, okay, they still played LeBron, Devin Booker, and Kevin
Yeah.
Durant, and
And yeah,
and the
teams can
Timberwolves that
only
beat them this
play
year.
what's in front of them.
No, literally, like it's not. I don't see how it's the Celtics' fault that Tyrese Halliburton got hurt, and the Celtics have been playing injured most of the playoffs anyways without Kristaps. Obviously, they're still the
Yeah, they've
favorites.
been missing their third best player.
Literally,
So, like,
obviously, like most of the series, they're still the favorite, but he is one of their top guys, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why people like to discredit when there's no benefit from it. Like it's not like we're changing reality here. Like at the end of the day, if the Celtics win the championship, they win the championship. That's the end goal. And it's at the end of the day, it's gonna say they have 19 championships.
I think it's 18.
Is it?
Um, I
Oh,
think the Celtics and
The
Lakers
Lakers
are.
were at 16 and caught them at 17. You're right.
Yeah, so they're going for banner number 18. Um, so I mean, we'll see how that all plays out. You were talking about how Boston has the perimeter players. You think to kind of like do good on Luca, like with Drew Holiday and Derek White. I'm assuming. Um, I just think they're too small for him,
I
man.
was more
Like,
so referring to the Jays. I think you'd want to
okay,
go.
well, Yeah, but they're so focused on offense. I don't know. It's
That's the thing.
really hard to play both offense and defense at like the highest level, I feel um like obviously they're going to try,
That's the
but
thing. Like I feel like you can mix it up a little bit because they just have
you
so
definitely have
much.
different bodies you can
Yeah,
throw at
they just
Luka.
have so much versatility. Like I think I'd start with, I don't know, if Tatum's willing to take the assignment, I think you'd start with Tatum, and then put. I feel like no, definitely still Drew Holiday on Kyrie. Um, and then
Not Derek White?
I feel like you got to give. I don't know, maybe in crunch time, save the Drew Holiday coverage for Kyrie, because I feel like Drew Holiday is still like he can still lock up, like
True,
lock
true.
up. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
you
just think
definitely have lots of options though.
yeah, I think you can easily throw a lot of not maybe not a lot, but you can mix up different like um, doubles and coverages against Luca. So you're not just saying Tatum guard Luca one on one because that's anyone is food for Luca.
Yeah, no, really. I think this series, I think that Luca, yeah, is gonna dominate either way. I think that Kyrie will most likely do his thing. He does have like weird games where he doesn't really score, but I mean, once he is in that scoring mode, like it's just crazy how like he could just switch on a dime where he's in like that playmaking mode, getting everyone involved, and then he could just turn it on and just score.
Yeah, no, and I feel like the one thing is that, like sometimes he just like is I don't want to say hesitant, but he just like doesn't flip the switch for whatever reason. Like I think it really showed in game 4. Like he was getting people involved all game, and then when they really needed him in the fourth quarter, he kind of just I don't know. Could have been also the way he's being used because I feel like they didn't give him the ball a whole lot. They mostly ran through Luca, but like he just didn't. Like there were definitely shots he passed up that he would normally take, and I was like, "What are you doing, Kyrie? I picked you over this game."
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think that this series ultimately comes down to the Mavericks role players. I think that that is the deciding factor. I believe that Boston is going to do their thing. I think that what can really make the difference for the Mavericks is how their role players play, because we know how Luka and Kyrie are going to play. We know how the Celtics guys are going to play mostly. I think it comes down to the guys like PJ Washington, Derek Jones Jr. Again, if like Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, how they'll be used as defenders against like Porzingis.
Mm.
Um, since yeah, like Boston does have those bigs and Horford too, so you really like you have bigs that can shoot threes, which is very valuable. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's gonna come down to like PJ Washington, Derek Jones Jr., Jaden Hardy, my
He's
boy.
playing really well. I don't know if he's gonna get a lot of run this series though, but
I don't think so, but I just really like Jaden Hardy
yeah.
though.
No, the only thing, yeah, they'll definitely like because PJ and DJJ were playing really good. They've been playing fantastic all playoffs long, but I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
Boston's really gonna they're really gonna test them, especially PJ Washington because I feel like he didn't have an overly great series
he
against
slowed
Minnesota.
down.
Yeah,
It was more so the Thunder series where he went nuclear. I
yeah.
don't. I could check right now how he did. I think he had a game where he like did not shoot well, but I mean they still won. I think because they've been winning everything.
I was gonna say they have a
But
lot of opportunities to win that series.
yeah. Last 5 games. So his highest game was 16 points in this Minnesota series.
That sounds about right.
Um, he hasn't hit more than two threes in a singular game in that series.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. Man,
so
if Dallas does pull it off, they really pulled off like the heist of the century at the trade deadline, man. Like they picked up two of their best role players at the deadline. Like what the heck?
yeah, and then my take on those trades from when they happened are gonna
Well,
resurface.
you were more of
And
a hater on the PJ pickup, weren't you? Oh, or was it the
I didn't
Gafford
really like
pickup you didn't
both.
like? Wow. No,
I didn't
but
really like either.
I loved both pickups. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that is perfect.
Yeah, I was just skeptical if like I because they weren't playing like this,
That's the
man, and
thing.
that's just
Yeah.
like what winning can really do.
No, that's the
Like when
thing.
you're playing in Washington and when you're playing in Charlotte, it definitely makes a huge difference.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Because I knew like PJ Washington had the skills to, or like the ability to be like a good three-ish through four defender, and then maybe even play or 3 through 5, maybe even run some small ball five at times, and knock down the three. And he got and then but he's just in Charlotte, so it's like at the end of the day, no one's playing defense there. And then yeah, he got traded to Dallas, and I was like, Luka's gonna spoon feed this man, and then he's gonna be able to do his thing on the defensive side of the floor as well. And yeah, I immediately loved the Gafford pickup because I had been wanting the Pelicans to go after Gafford for so long, and David Griffin decided to do nothing at the deadline.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing about Gafford for me was before I just seen him as more like of a Hassan Whiteside, like shot blocker, but not a good defender.
Yeah,
But now he's really like locked in on that end for the Mavericks. So it just like goes to show how good the NBA is. Like there's so much talent just like kind of rotting away on teams.
yeah,
And it's just interesting to think about how many more and we've seen this before with like what's his name? Aaron Gordon. Like he was rotting away on the Magic. He goes to the Nuggets and is huge for them. Even like Wiggins. Wiggins was like this hyped up guy that had all this talent. Goes to the Warriors and had that really good year. Even though it was just that 1 year. But
the
like
anomaly.
getting guys like that, like X factors that were like highly touted, like supposed to be good, and then they go to a winning team and they just elevate them. Like I wonder how many guys are out there like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a guy like okay, the Wizards should keep this man at all costs. But Danny Avdia, if he went to a team that like had a good culture and was trying to win, he would be phenomenal and put people on.
Well, he can fit like he does a bit of everything. Like he'll rebound the ball. He has good good decision making, playmaking IQ. Has been getting more
His shooting
consistent.
took a big jump, which
Exactly,
is
getting
yeah,
more consistent on offensively and scoring the basketball. Like there's no reason, and he's got the tools to be solid defensively. There's no reason he wouldn't play impactful basketball if he wasn't on the Wizards.
yeah. He's the perfect role player, but he's on the worst team in the league,
The team
so
with
that just hurts.
barely any direction. I mean, I guess it's okay because they just started their rebuild, but like, do they have their pick next year? I think it's protected.
Yeah, I wonder, do the Pistons have their pick as well? Because
Pistons,
I know that in 2K it's an
it goes to
unprotected
New
pick to the
York.
Knicks, but 2K is
I
not there yet.
guarantee there's got to be a protection on that.
Yeah, because it was the Derrick Rose trade. I doubt they were trading an unprotected pick, knowing they were going into a rebuild. Um, I'm searching it up right now. New York Knicks picks. What a rhyme. Um, 2025, they have Detroit protected 1 through 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so that they're not getting that. 2K is so bad with that. Like you can't do rebuilds because the Knicks are gonna have the Pistons pick,
No,
and
and like for some
it
reason,
doesn't matter because the Pistons are so good.
no, for real, the Pistons, year two Pistons are them. No, and the Spurs, or the Raptors pick. The Raptors pick was top 6 protected to the Spurs, and for whatever reason, it was top 10 protected to Philadelphia. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, Philadelphia. Whenever I did a rebuild, Philadelphia would have like a top pick.
I
I'm
know.
like, what?
I was
They
like,
got Jokic one
I
rebuild.
was,
I was like, what?
I was like, get this
Jokic?
shit out of here.
Shit ass game. Um, yeah. So you have the Celtics. You said like the Celtics in
I
6.
feel like 6, yeah, because
I'm
I feel like Dallas will
yeah.
at least take one on the road, and then they'll probably split at home as well. And then I can see Boston winning out.
Yeah, probably. Um, obviously everyone is rooting for the Mavericks. I think I'm rooting for the Mavericks, but I think that it's the Celtics' time. Like, I think that you do in the NBA have to kind of wait your turn a bit. Like Tatum was already in like this Celtics team. Lots of these players were already in the finals.
Yeah,
Um, and they kind of got to learn from that, and then now they're back. Like Tatum. I don't think Tatum is going to have the same run he had against the Warriors, and if he did, that would be horrendous.
Yeah. And well,
Um,
like that's the thing, because I feel like the only main roadblock this season for the Celtics would have been Denver, and now Denver got taken out early. So I feel like it's basically been Boston's championship to lose um since then.
yeah, well, even with Denver in the mix, they were
They were still the
probably a
favorite.
much
Yeah,
bigger
Boston was
favorite. So
definitely
yeah,
still the favorite.
but they really just need to take care of business, and I hope that the continuity stuff isn't an issue, and that because like Dallas is rolling right now, so
Yeah.
that's like something that's scary. That all of their guys have been playing together, and they've really just like been able to build that chemistry because Luca and Kyrie weren't playing this way in the regular season.
No,
Like
exactly.
them as a duo has really been elevated. They've been playing way better off of each other. Like this team was not the same in the regular season, and now they've really just had that time to gel together, face adversity, and kind of come together as a team. Where like it's hard for the Celtics with Porzingis out and stuff,
No, that's
but
the
I
thing.
think they'll be able to pick it up quickly.
No, that's the thing though. Boston's had a lot of time to rest, and well, that's a good thing. I feel like that's also like I don't want to say get you out of rhythm, but like look at game one. Like they had already rested a lot with after the conference semifinals, and the Pacers they should have stolen game one if um they
Yeah,
didn't fuck around in the clutch. Like I don't know what the hell they were doing to they like wanted
they fucked around a
they
lot of
they
games.
wanted Boston to win that game or something, man. Um,
Yeah, they
so
had a parlay.
the Pacers like, and I feel like I know it was a sweep, but I really feel like that Pacers series was the showed the most adversity Boston's faced because they really haven't faced a whole lot. You know, they lost the one game at home against the Heat, and then they won out the rest of the series. They lost the one game at home against the Cavs, won the rest of the series. And I feel like
Mhm.
Indiana was close for a lot of the games
Yeah,
in their series, but just
all of their
like
games were like it came down to the clutch.
no,
And
exactly.
Boston,
They
I
just
think
couldn't. They
Boston's
couldn't.
one of the best clutch. Is Boston the best clutch team in the league?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They've got to be one of them because
Yeah,
it really just like shows when that fourth quarter comes. I think that they. It's more so they kind of collapse if they don't start off the game
yeah.
great. I think that that's kind of the thing I've seen. That's hard for them to like fight through that. Like if they're struggling in the beginning, but if they're close in a game, there's not a team on taking over them really.
No, exactly.
Um,
I saw a comment on a post and it was like Indiana would have won this series if they could play more than 42 minutes a game. And like it was legitimately that like they just could not close out for the life of them.
yeah, some of that is coaching and not having a star
I
player.
was gonna say
With
Tyrese
the
missing
blue
most of
side.
the series was definitely big for that. But yeah, I still think Tyrese himself has some areas he needs to grow in. I know they've always said don't touch the jump shot, but man, there's just something with it that concerns me. Like I feel like it's just too easy to contest it. But I mean, if it drops,
Yeah,
it
I'm.
drops.
There's just so many times where I'm watching him in the pick and roll, and he has an opportunity to take a mid-range shot, but he just like with the way he shoots the basketball, he can't really take like
A pull
a
up.
leaning mid-range
Yeah,
shot, like a pull-up
yeah.
mid-range.
No, you just can't get to it consistently enough and quickly enough
Yeah,
without
and
it.
if I'm a team, I'm definitely exposing that.
No,
Like,
exactly. I think that's the thing, especially for the playoffs. You really need to have a good in between game, and I think that's the thing that he's lacking right now.
yeah, for sure. I think that that's kind of like he's more of like yeah, I think you do need to have the ability to score at all three levels. I think right now it's more so three and like
To the
layups, but I
basket.
do think
Yeah,
that when the playoff comes, you need to be able to keep the defense on their toes a bit in the mid-range area.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see the Mavericks and Celtics up against each other. I think
Ooh,
that this is gonna be the start of like I think both these teams will be back, and I think that Tatum and Luca will meet in the finals after this. Um,
that's not a terrible take. My worry is just I don't know. Like while I like this Mavericks roster, I don't know if I would trust it to this exact roster to get back unless Derek Lively becomes like really good, which like I mean is very he's very capable, but I think he'll have a lot of work he can do to make himself um more than just Luca's perfect big man, I guess.
Lob buddy.
Yeah, no, literally. Um,
Yeah.
and it's not like they don't really have like a lot of money either. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen with Derek Jones Jr. after this because I think he's on a minimum right now, which
Yeah,
is incredible.
they'll probably get
Um,
outbid. Like I don't know what do you think like a good contract for him would be
the
based off
Sixers
his
are gonna
play.
get him.
Sixers picked the
A
worst
good
offseason to have cap.
contract for him. He can definitely get like the mid level, like a full mid level. Um, what is the mid level? Like
I
15?
was gonna say it's a lot these days.
Yeah,
Did you see
mid level is
with the
15
with
million.
the new TV deal that they're gonna sign? That apparently there's a possibility that someone in the near future could get like an $100 million contract. Like that's insane, bro.
It's gonna be Wemby, bro.
Michael
It's
Jordan.
turned into the MLB.
Michael Jordan's fuming. Didn't he only make like $1 million from NBA contracts, like a super low number just from NBA contracts? Jordan's fuming.
Yeah, but he also
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
billionaire,
Luckily,
so
luckily his shoe brand's kind of carrying him.
yeah, bro. If I'm like Larry Bird, I'm pissed I was in my era.
Why was I
Like
born in the
honestly,
'60s?
yeah, honestly, because it's just like the amount of like he could have made so much more money, and then especially being like a guy that could hit the three as well. Like he was really born in the wrong era,
Yeah.
and like you hear lots of old heads talk about how they would love to play in today's game because of the shooting, and the floor spacing, and also because of like the amount of money. Like it's actually like crazy. It's pennies to $5 bills
I genuinely
difference.
like. I feel like that. Like, it's a good league and like a prestigious league, but I feel like $100 million for the NBA is kind of crazy because it's mostly just a North American sport, and primarily even just the U.S. as well. So like, I don't know. I feel like the amount of money they get is kind of crazy.
I mean, but like, look at Shohei Otani's contract. Like, remember when,
Yeah. No,
like,
that's true.
and like, who's watching baseball?
Don't disrespect the baseball
No, I'm
fans.
disrespecting the baseball.
They'll come. They'll come for you. I was gonna say even in
Oh yeah,
comparison to the NFL, but I guess the thing with the NFL is there's just so many more players on a single team that you kind of have to balance it out like that.
and way less games. You
Yeah,
definitely get paid for like the workload as well.
that's true.
Um, yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy when like I think Luca's up for an extension that he could be the highest paid player, and then Jalen Brown will be he'll be happy about that because then he won't have that the memes on him because everyone's
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah.
about how yeah, because they're like, this guy sucks. He's supposed to be the
For
highest
real,
paid
he's
player in
the
our
highest
league.
paid player. No, Luka's gonna get a fucking bag, bro. Oh man,
It's just stupid when people say that because that number is gonna
it
change so
changes. It
often
changes literally every year.
because that's what inflation is like, and that's like what the NBA like is going to. It's on an upward trajectory, so that's just what's gonna happen. Like I don't know. What are some other things we could talk about? Do you have any topics you had in mind?
Topic? Oh fuck. No. I
Oh,
guess
I didn't even put you on the spot. I was just
we
I was
didn't.
wondering.
I get. Yeah, I guess we kind of went over everything for the finals already.
Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Has Tim Hardaway Jr. been playing?
I think if he has been, it's been like a very low amount. Well, because
Yeah, because like,
Jaden Hardy
y-
basically took Dante Exum's PT.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if
Tim Hardaway has been averaging 13 minutes in the
yeah,
playoffs.
he's been kind of
So, like, that's an
bad.
avenue where you can like get better just because he's making like 18 million. So,
That's true.
like, you get rid of him in the offseason for sure. Um, and you give Derek Jones Jr. that money basically. Like,
No,
I'd
for
be okay
real.
with
Like
that.
100%. He's gonna defend. That's the thing about bro. That's the thing about 2K. It was always pissing me off, man. I knew he was a good defender, and 2K had him at like a C plus C plus. I was like, bro, give this man some fucking credit.
Yeah, for sure. And then also, like, I think Jaden Hardy is the real deal. Like, I think he's gonna get better next year. Like, I just I don't know how he like didn't he wasn't he supposed to be a really high draft pick like before his G League season?
Yeah, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he was a projected lottery pick.
Yeah, he was projected high and like yeah, he was the number 2 rank out of high school.
Yeah,
And then he went to the G League, didn't have a good year, went to the second round. And I just think that like when you're in practice with Luca and Kyrie as your teammates, like it's insane.
there's just so much to learn, and yeah, I think next year you'll really get to see him actually have a role because I feel like that's always been his thing. Jason Kidd's thing is he's always just given him a super inconsistent role, never really a whole lot of PT. And I get it, like it's hard with Luca and Kyrie both eating up like 36 minutes per hour. But yeah, next year I definitely think he'll get a bit more runtime. Um,
Oh, for sure. He could really make an impact. And it's crazy that Dante Exum hasn't even been playing in this Mavericks run because of how good he looked in
in
some
the
of the
regular
regular season
season, yeah,
games.
that's the thing. He just like teams just don't trust him enough, and like I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's just unfortunate to see his PT basically be completely erased
Yeah, I mean, hey, if he wins a championship, he's happy.
for went from out of the league to NBA champion. That would be the vibe, I guess.
And then on Christmas when he had like all those threes, and then that was a crazy game against the Lakers when he just like wouldn't miss.
Yeah,
Um,
good
I
time.
don't know how many he had, but to have been like, did he have 28? Did he have a career high? That might have been that game.
28, lame ass career high. I guess it's pretty good for him though.
Lame ass career high. What's your NBA career high?
0.
Well, that's pretty lame ass if you ask me. Let's see.
It
Christmas,
is
Christmas,
28.
Christmas. He had,
It says August of 2020 though.
yeah. Didn't Dallas? I thought Dallas played the Lakers on Christmas. Did they not?
NBA
Am I
Christmas
tripping?
games. I don't,
When was it?
I don't even know if did I watch the Christmas games this year. I like barely watched them.
It says that on Christmas they played the Suns. I don't remember this. He did drop 26 against the Lakers in December, so that's probably the game I'm thinking of where he hit yeah, he hit 7 threes this game. But I could have sworn that was on Christmas. I didn't know that that was just a random December game. Well, I guess I'm wrong. I could have sworn it was the Lakers and Matt. Who'd the Lakers play then Christmas? Oh, was it the
Celtics.
Nuggets? No, it was probably the Nuggets.
I I wish in these graphics it would show the year.
What are you looking at?
Uh, NBA announces Christmas games.
Oh, you're looking at. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was the
Christmas they played
Celtics.
Boston.
Yeah,
Why do I not remember Christmas?
that's what I'm saying, bro. The Christmas games have fallen off.
They have. I literally do not remember any of this. Why is LeBron James's nickname Benjamin Buckets?
What the hell?
N- Like,
I'm definitely gonna
people have called him Lil
I'm,
Mickey more than
I'm
Benjamin
definitely
Buckets.
gonna continue to call him that.
Yeah, Benjamin
Benjamin
Buckets, man.
Buckets with the bucket. What do you
You
think
can
about
check his high school stat lines.
I feel like that makes
Crazy.
sense. I guess it's
You
so
can
old
look at.
though.
Yeah, but this is crazy.
What do you think about the Suns considering drafting Bronny in the first round?
It's a Suns thing to do. Like, this is actually like a deep draft, I think. I think there's like, you can get quality players. I don't know
I
why you
agree.
would reach on Bronny. Like, LeBron's not going there, man. Just give
Okay,
it up.
the thing is, if LeBron wanted to win, there is no reason he shouldn't just sign the minimum with the Suns, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to
No,
win
that's the
that
thing. I
bad.
don't think he cares. I don't think he cares that much. And like the thing is, like he also wants Bronny to carve out his own NBA career, and I know that's what Bronny wants too. And the thing is,
Even though he literally named him LeBron James Jr. Like, imagine putting that weight on
no,
someone.
for real. The thing is, I like Bronny. Like I think he can be an okay defender. I think he's a little undersized. but it is what it is. If he could get consistent everywhere, like, and I think he'll be an okay playmaker as well. But if he can get consistent with his scoring ability at least a little bit, I think he could actually be an okay little role player at some point. But yeah,
I don't even know if the scoring is the main concern. I think for me, it's probably like the playmaking.
yeah,
Just because, like, if you are that small in the NBA, you need to be able to run point, I think, and be able to, run an offense. And I don't really think that, like, he's like 6'1". Like, it'd be hard to put him at the shooting guard.
well, and I think
So,
yeah,
really,
that's true. I
uh,
think the worry the thing is as well, he had to play behind Collier, really, who also
yeah, that's true.
struggled a little bit. Um,
That
so
USC team, what happened?
I know we didn't really. I feel like we really didn't get to fully see it, what he could actually look like. But
I want to see them both in March Madness. Like, I wanted to see Collier in March Madness, and I want to see Bronny in March Madness.
yeah,
And we just
generally,
didn't get
I
that.
genuinely I think if Bronny, I think it would have been smart for him to stay another year. Then he could really up his draft stock. Cause like at
I
this
don't know
point
if he like
he
if he can get drafted now. Like, for me, that's why I was confused why Zach Edey went back another year. Because like he would have been drafted last year, but I guess it makes more like it was kind of like him betting on himself because he is going to make a bunch more money
yeah,
because of it.
that's the thing.
So I
Cause
mean,
like
in that case, yeah,
Bronny is like in the latest mock draft I saw from BR maybe I don't know.
55
Yeah, he was ranked at
for the
55
Lakers. Yeah,
for the Lakers, and like at that point, like it's not, obviously at the end of the day you're still making a bunch of money, but like if you could go in even at like 30, you're still
uh,
gonna be making a lot
yeah.
more money than that.
He don't need money. His dad is
Well, that's
LeBron
true.
James. He don't need any money, man. Like, that's the thing. I think he's just trying to get to the NBA as quick as possible. Like, if you
Yeah.
can get to the NBA, like, you go for it. Like,
No,
yeah,
that's
he could go back. He could make money on, like, NDAs, like, playing college basketball, improve his draft stock, get a better rookie contract. But, like, if he can make the NBA now, he's gonna do it.
that's the thing. And
And
he could
basically, like, he could just be a practice
no,
player
that's the
and
thing.
just,
He's so
like,
young. He
learn
can
and
just
take his
develop.
time.
He can just develop under I don't know whatever team decides to draft him.
Yeah, and it's also just like people forget that this man like had a heart attack or like a cardiac arrest
Yeah.
like a year ago. Or that like
No, that's
20.
crazy, man.
Like what happened there, and then the way that he was even able to play. Like I did not think he was even gonna be able to play, and the fact that he played a season in college and now he's in the draft combine, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I just find it weird like people that unnecessarily hate on Bronny, but I also find it weird about people who unnecessarily like glaze Bronny. Like you can't look at what he did in his college season and say he didn't play well. And then oh he's
I
injured.
I seen this one post. I think it must have been a meme post, but it was like comparing Bronny's rookie college season to NBA stars like college rookie season, like Jimmy Butler, like guys like that, other guys that didn't like do good their first year, which is like a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just stupid. Like you can't really compare college like stuff like that. Like Jimmer Fredette did really good in college, but where is he in the NBA? You
No,
know, like
exactly.
college doesn't really like what you did in college doesn't really mean anything.
Like
So
a lot of players that aren't going to be shit in the NBA can hoop in college.
yeah, for sure. Um, I forget where it was. There was like a podcast or something. Who do you think is the worst NBA player that could lead a college team to the March Madness championship?
To the championship?
Yeah, like if you plop like Brandon Ingram on a college team in March Madness, do they win the tournament?
That's a good question. I don't know, cuz at that point I feel like he could just do whatever he wants. Especially like a lot of people are still going to be undersized as well. Um
Yeah, like who's the worst player that you can just like
cuz
plop
like
there?
I was going to say even like Derek White, but the off like I don't know. I feel like we need to see Derek White without like a super team again to really gauge how good of a player he is cuz like
Super team. Are we calling the Celtics a super team?
I'm calling them a super team, man. They basically have five potential all stars, bro. Or
What if
Pat.
they don't win a championship?
Well, then Jason Tatum sucks.
That's really what it comes down to for me. Like, if they don't win, it has to be because of Jason Tatum, right? Because I don't really like. I see everyone else being able to do their thing. He's the only like question mark.
Yeah, I don't know. I just Tatum just like he's such a polarizing player because I feel like he should be able to easily average 30 a night, but I just feel like that he I don't know if he like makes the game hard on himself or what, but I don't know. He's just yeah. Not
Yeah,
that
there's
I'm
something about him. I
not
don't
that I'm
know.
preying on the Celtics downfall or anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, no, I definitely think that they have potential to be crowned a super team, and like this is their championship window because like Drew is old. He got a big extension. You're gonna like Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum are making a lot. You're gonna have to pay Derek White, so like they really need to win this year,
If they
and they
yeah,
have no reason not to because they like have been so dominant in the playoffs and regular season that there's no reason to think that they aren't going to win.
no, exactly. Like
Um,
if they don't win at least one out of the next 2 years, there's no point in keeping the team together. Like there's just gonna be they're all gonna be they're all gonna need so much money. It's like what are we dipping millions of dollars into the luxury tax for if we
yeah,
can't win at all?
yeah. I think they're winning this year. I think they're winning in six. Obviously Luka's such a special player that I think he will be the best player in this series. Like he'll play like the best player. But ultimately, this Celtics team is just so good. Um,
No, exactly.
so yeah, yeah. Is there anything else to discuss, or are we gonna end it there? What are you thinking, my man?
What am I thinking? It's like
How long have we been going for?
46.
Okay.
46.
Um, is there anything else, man? I don't know. I don't really want to talk about off-season
I
stuff
know. I've been.
because
I want to like. That's the thing. I feel like that's the only real thing that there is to talk about. But yeah, I don't know if I fully
yeah,
want
but
to.
I don't really. I want to like. I feel like as an NBA community, it's kind of weird because we talk about how important like the finals is, but I feel like people are more worried about the future than the now. You
No, that's
know,
the thing. Because
like,
then the finals hits, or not even the
and
finals.
everyone's talking about the off season and the draft,
No, that's the thing.
like,
Like the
and free
even
agency and trades.
yeah, even the playoffs hit, and your team doesn't make the playoffs. You're already focusing on next season.
Yeah. Well, also just like that's the stuff that gets clicks, like the stuff about like Bronny James, the stuff about like potential trades, like that's gonna get clicks,
Like
and
draft
stuff about the NBA Finals, it doesn't really get clicks.
mock draft
Um,
content does fantastic, like always.
Clearly, yeah, those have always been like when I had the Sports Source channel. Those were always my best videos too, were
Good
like
old days.
mock drafts and stuff,
Nah,
because people love
I think
like.
your best video is your top 10 player ranking. This list is terrible.
Oh my god, the comments on that. I thought we were gonna talk about the John Wall video.
His backstory. No, that's my personal favorite.
Because it's so funny. It's so funny how I tried to be like Mike Kozemba.
Dun dun dun.
Bro, I used to take everything that Mike Kozemba said. Like, if you go back on his videos, it's actually so funny. Like, I believed in Thon Maker because of that man. Like, he had a video about Thon Maker, how Thon Maker was gonna be the next MVP. Um, and while I didn't believe it,
MVP of
I thought he was
punching
gonna be good.
people. Or what? What?
Thon?
No, what did he like? Kick someone? That was Thon, wasn't it? Or was it some other um little tall person of color?
Marquise Chris, are you thinking about? Marquise choking Ibaka?
No, not that. It was in some other like pro league. It wasn't in the NBA. I swear it was Thon Maker. He like kicked someone or something in a fight.
I'll search up Thon Maker suspension, but But yeah, he was just trying to break up conflict. It says. I don't know what he did, but apparently he was suspended 3 FIBA games. Oh, he threw some flying knees.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, there we go. I knew it was something like that.
I never heard about that.
You've never
Huh.
heard about that? That's crazy.
Um, no. Um, yeah, because of Mike Rizembo is definitely one of the top people I watched back then, and I was trying to emulate that. And like his takes were like, he said Lonzo Ball was the next Steph Curry.
Lonzo,
He called him Steph Curry with a 40-inch
just
vertical.
wait till we see it next year. Lonzo will be back with that new meniscus.
Could you imagine?
I feel like that's so
Um,
weird. Where is your meniscus?
I know nothing about
That's like,
your meniscus and stuff,
there's no way that's your
but a
knee. Is
meniscus
that like,
transfer is so
I know.
crazy.
Is that like your calf? I feel like that.
That's well, it's something in your leg. I just don't know. Like, is it close to your
Where is
hamstring? Is it like,
your meniscus?
well, where's your ACL? I don't even know where your ACL is. Is that in, like your foot
It sits between the
or like your
tibia
leg?
and the femur.
Hmm.
So it's like right below your quad. So I guess it's basically like your knee. I guess that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, yeah, like leg. Just it's all leg. Leg injuries aren't good.
No, for real.
Um,
As soon as I hear
meniscus, ACL,
anything involving
yeah,
the leg, I'm like, he's out the season.
yeah. If it's a lower body, like, yeah, no. If it's in that leg area, it's not good. But yeah, is that the wildest NBA injury that we've seen? Like
having to
he
get
had to get a
having
meniscus
to get Yeah, having
transplant.
to get your meniscus transplanted. I don't think anything has ever happened like that in the NBA, at least that I know.
No, like I mean Chris Bosch's like blood clotting thing was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And then I remember when Ingram had the same thing and we were
bro,
scared.
I
I
was
remember
in
we were
shambles, man. I was like, no,
you
he's
were
never
so
gonna play again.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I remember that, bro. He was still on the Lakers. That's like right after he had that really good end of the season, right?
Yeah, that was
Like
what's
he
that?
like
What's that?
balled out in February and
Was that the LeBron year, or was it the year before?
it might yeah, I
I
think it
feel
was in between
like
it
before
might
he
have
went
been
to
in
the Celtics.
between the AD trade
Yeah,
and yeah, I think so.
they really wanted a blood clotted Brandon Ingram over Kyle Kuzma.
I mean, do the Lakers this is gonna be okay. This is actually a good question. Do the Lakers still win that championship though if they trade Kuzma instead of Ingram? Because I feel like Kuzma, like he really bought in. Would Ingram have also bought in?
I don't know.
Like
Kuzma
obviously
was
Ingram's a
bad
better
that
player.
in those playoffs.
It was bad.
I don't think he was very good in the playoffs, or at least the finals.
Yeah, in the fight, I guess so. How does a team win a championship, man?
Because I don't because Rob Pelinka actually built
Because
a
AD.
Rob Pelinka actually built a decent fucking roster rather than just name chase. Like I will never understand why they traded Caruso and Contavious Caldwell Pope. Literally the perfect fits next to LeBron
You
James.
literally name change. Like Kuzma, I get trading away because he didn't really like fit as much as the other guys. But
Exactly.
yeah, Caruso and KCP, it was crazy.
No, like that was so
Um,
stupid. I don't. I will forever never understand that at all. Even like Marcus Gasol was a good fit for them. Obviously, he got old, and
Marc Gasol,
you don't remember Marcus Gasol on the Lakers?
he was so bad that season.
I feel like he wasn't that bad. I feel like he had one good year with the
Really?
Lakers.
His last season in the NBA, I thought he was like, no, he was. Well, actually, he shot threes
I
good.
feel like it was the year after he was like utter dog shit, and
No,
then he
he
retired.
only played once. Yeah, he played one season with the Lakers and he was done.
He really didn't play at all after that. Well, I just know he retired after they didn't bring him back. He was like, fuck that.
Yeah, they didn't bring him back and then he retired. I didn't know that he only played one like he ended his season after that Lakers season.
Yeah,
Or
no,
he ended his career after
no,
that.
but that's the
Huh.
thing though. Like the
Maybe it wasn't bad. I'm looking at the numbers. I don't remember honestly.
Pelinka's just like failed to put
Fever
a
dream.
decent fitting roster around LeBron. Like even this one, like I like Austin Reeves is okay. D'Angelo Russell can be okay at times, but I still feel like these aren't really players that fit
Oh,
LeBron's play style either.
KCP. Yeah. You definitely need, like, if you're gonna have a guy like D'Lo, they need to be at like Kyrie's level, because I feel like you're trying to do the Kyrie LeBron thing, but you don't have a Kyrie level guy.
Yeah, yeah, like he's
So you're
more of
trying
a
to make up
secondary
by
shot
having
creator.
D'Lo and Austin Reeves,
No, that's the thing, and I
which
feel like they're
I'd rather
repetitive.
just like Kyrie.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We talked about we don't want to talk about the off
the
season. Now we're
Mickey,
starting to get to
the
that.
Mickey
So
Mouse
let's
Lakers.
yeah, honestly. So yeah, that's all for this episode of the Hoopers Lab podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you're on Spotify, give us 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, like and comment. And we'll see you the next time we decide to record, which
Could be any
we'll see
time.
when it is. We'll see. Maybe it's probably when the championship is crowned.
No,
Actually, that's a long
that is
time. Well,
a
yeah.
very
The
long time.
finals start.
The,
It's crazy. The
the final
finals
starts
starts in a
next
week.
week. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, take care and goodbye.
Adios.